Hey, this is Jack, the maintainer of Fakeyou.ts, and in this video I'm just going to be showcasing Fakeyou.ts version 3, which is the latest version of the package. And since recording the last video, I have added voice-to-voice support, which is very handy, and I've also changed the public-facing API of the package, so there's some important changes to be aware of. So yeah, let's get started using Fakeyou.ts version 3. So I've got a basic project set up here. I've got the Fakeyou.ts package installed with the latest version of Fakeyou.ts, and it is a type module package, ECMAScript module package. Make sure this is included, and here's my tsconfig as well, which extends the recommended tsconfig included with the Fakeyou.ts package. All this does is just ensure that we have the correct module type and we are actually checking undefined and null in our code, which is, I don't know why this is false by default, so I thought that would be good to add. So yes, to get started with the package, all you have to do is import the client from Fakeyou.ts. It's just a default export, and then we need to assign an instance of this client to a variable. So we'll use const client is a new client, and the client has one option in it, and that's logging, and I'm going to set this to true because this will tell us what the client is doing when we're requesting text to speech. And then what I can do once I've got the client is I can then do client.fetch, and you can see all of the methods that come with the client out of the box, and one of the methods I'm going to be using is fetch text to speech model by name, and one model I know of is Squidward tentacles. You can also do model by token, or you can just get all the models or get a model by a specific user. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to fetch the model by name so I don't have to remember the token. Then this returns a promise of the model, so we'll assign the model to a variable. And then what we'll do is we will perform the inference, the actual text to speech. So what we do is we'll create a new variable, and then this will be, and then we'll do await model dot infer, and then in here you can do the text that you want to convert into Squidward's voice. So I can do, hey, I am Squidward, and so yep, that will return the inference. And then to actually do something with the audio, we can then do await inference dot to, and you've got a few options here, but I'm going to do to disk. But you can do buffer or base64 if you wish, but we'll just do to disk. And then we'll just write this to our local files. There we go. So that's all you have to do to actually do text to speech, which is quite easy to do. And before I actually do the text to speech, just to let you know that logging in is not a requirement for text to speech. You can do it anonymously, but I've observed that the rate in the speed of the text to speech can vary massively with anonymous use. Sometimes it can take minutes, sometimes it's done in just a few seconds, but consistently it will take a while if you're using this package anonymously. So I would recommend, if you actually have an account, just logging into the client first, and then you see here we've got the username and password. There's no public support for an API token, so that's one of the drawbacks. And I haven't been able to get access to an API token to test and add that as a feature, because there is API token support, but it's not public. So at the moment it just supports session authentication. But it's really as easy as just providing your username and your password to log in, and that will save the cookie to the client, and then every subsequent request will be authenticated. So yes, now we've got the code. All I have to do for my package specifically is npm run start. And thanks to the logging flag that we set to true over here, you'll be able to see that it's actually, you see the status of the job. And because, again, I'm using this anonymously, this may take a while. So what I'm going to do is just pause the vid, and then I'll meet you when this is done. Right, so unfortunately, the anonymous limits, well, the queue is massive at the moment. So as you can see here, we've got the error, max tries exceeded. It polls once every second, and it did it 360 times, which is 6 minutes worth of waiting. So clearly the package has a safeguard there to avoid just waiting for in an infinite loop. So what I've done is I've put my login details in this client.ts, and I've imported the client which is logged in. So this time the inference will be a lot quicker. So if I now do it, and we do that, there we go, you can see logged in, and you can see the success for logged in, and now it won't take 6 minutes, it will probably take, yep, under 10 seconds. So that's the benefits of logging into the package. And now we have the inference, and it should have done the to disk. We can now see the output. This is the file.
Hey, I'm Squidward.
Yes, so there we go. That's text to speech in a nutshell. Okay, so that's text to speech. As I'm logged in, I can show you some of the logged in features as well. So if I do console.log, and then I can do client.session, or fetch logged in user, fetch logged in user, and then I should now be able to see my account details. There we go. So here's my account details, and this is all public information. There's nothing too crazy about this. And you can see here my token, my all the cache stuff as well, and all that stuff. So yeah, that's fetching in logged in user. If I was not logged in and I just had a new client, this would just be undefined. As you can see here, it will either return a session user, which is what this is, or it would be undefined if you're not logged in. So yeah, that's the logged in user. Now let's show the voice to voice. This is something I wasn't able to show in the other recording, so I'll show it in this one. So what we can do is client dot, and then we can do fetch voice to voice models by name, and I'm going to do the same thing. I think that would return something. Let's just put it in the variable. There we go. And so here we go. Hopefully if this returns something. Yes, so you can see here this has got our voice to voice model, and that means it's defined. So do model dot, and then the same thing as text to speech, infer. But this time it now needs an audio file rather than raw text. So in this package I've got a voice to voice test audio file, and that's just me saying testing. Testing. So really easy, all we have to do is just import the file system module from Node. This comes out of the box. This is an out of the box feature of Node, so no problems, no packages. And then we will fetch the local file. I'll just do this quick and easy with await fs.read. Okay, what I'll do, just install the types package for Node, Now we should have it. Yeah, sorry, you might have to do that if you are using Node. You'll have to install the types package, otherwise it won't know the file system module. So do fs.read file. I'll just do read file sync because it's nice and easy. And then we'll just copy this name for the voice-to-voice test audio.wav and put that inside of our thing. So there we go. There's our voice-to-voice test audio. And then we just now provide the file to that function. And this will be our inference. And this is an async operation. And then we'll do the same thing, inference.toDisk. And then we'll just call it the same. We'll overwrite the previous one with output.wav. And we'll just await that. There we go. Right. Let's run the package. Now, the voice-to-voice functionality does take longer than the text-to-speech, but hopefully it won't take 6 minutes like the anonymous text-to-speech did. So we'll just run the inference now. So it uploads the audio to Fakeyou, and then instead of every 1 second, it will just check every few seconds, because it definitely won't be done in under 10 seconds. It takes a while for this, so there's no point in rushing the server. So we'll do a check every few seconds. And oh, that is the quickest voice-to-voice audio I've ever done. Nice. Okay, so that was done nice and quick. We can now listen to Squidward's version of my voice.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Squidward with a British accent. Brilliant. So that is the voice-to-voice stuff. And yeah, that is, this package, has a lot more features to it. All you have to do really is just hit client dot and then just see what you have in the IDE. It's completely type safe. There's no NEs or anything. It's all completely fully typed, and really just explore and see what you can do in your projects with this package. There's all the documentation you could ever need is at Fakeyou.ts.js.org. So as you can see here, if I zoom in a bit, this is the official documentation, and it basically has the README in it and all of the documentation around each object as well. So there's nice and easy documentation for you to have a look at. So yeah, that's it really for the Fakeyou.ts package. NPM install Fakeyou.ts and you're good to go. Thank you for watching, and bye.